When children are removed from their home because of abuse or neglect, the state would need to make a decision very rapidly where would be the best place for them to go.
What would happen is when they removed kids, they had to separate them because they needed a place for them to stay in the middle of the night.
When I was removed from my home, I had a younger brother and sister that I took care of. And we were all put into separate homes over and over again and ultimately adopted into separate homes. You're almost used to losing parents. You didn't really have them to begin with, but your siblings, your brothers and sisters, that's all you have.
Those older kids end up becoming very paternal over the younger kids that they're taking care of. And when you separate them, it's very traumatic for the older kids especially, because you're taking away almost like their child.
No one's gonna know that my sister's favorite song for me to sing to her at night was Silent Night to put her to sleep, because my parents would be fighting in the other room. Like, nobody would know those things, and I was like, who's gonna do all that for them?
So one of the reasons the Christmas Box House came to be was to keep those sibling groups together.
The Christmas Box House is named after my first book, The Christmas Box. My wife and I wanted to do something to give back to the community after the success of my books. And so we convened a conference when we brought in all the child advocates in the state, and we asked them one question: what is the single most important thing we can do to help at-risk children? And the result was this, the Christmas Box House.
When we had children removed and brought to our shelter, or when we have a disruption, things just kind of go crazy in the case. So the Christmas Box House is a safe place for the children to come, kind of unwind, get a warm bed, warm meals.
That the worker and our staff can work together to decide what's the best move for them. Is it to go to grandma's house? Is it to go to a foster home together? So I think it just slows things down and allows some assessment.
There's something about the opportunity to serve that just brings a comfort and a joy.
The Christmas Box House isn't just a place, okay, that it's actually a concept of how a community can get involved and help at-risk children. So we have the shelters. We have 3 shelters, and they're amazing. I mean, they've helped thousands and thousands of kids have had places to stay. But even more than that, that people sometimes aren't aware of, is that we have an outreach that we actually support more than 60 programs.
We have resource rooms that actually span from northern Utah into Utah County that provide necessary items for caseworkers to give to kids.
What I like about it is it's an interesting partnership of nonprofit and government that you don't usually see.
The Christmas Box House has been working on being educated and making sure that it's a safe space for the LGBTQ community and teenagers who have a goal of independent living.
We want to bring a dental facility, we want to bring a classroom, we want to bring wild childcare visits, we want to bring community reintegration where they can go to the aquarium and they can go on field trips and they can do things that all other kids get to do.
So I'd say the best way to get involved with Christmas Box House is you can go to the website christmasbox.org and looking for volunteer opportunities, and then of course donating.
Volunteers for us can be a wide spectrum of volunteering. Sometimes it's just helping spread the word and letting people know we're open 365 days a year. We have events all the time.
The single best thing we can do for kids when they are in extremely volatile situations, very uncomfortable situations, is rally behind them. And so the Christmas Box House is an opportunity for us to be able to do that.
This is our chance as a community to reach out, so people who have extra love and extra resources can reach out and say, hey, I have more to give, and I want to be involved. So these kids they're all of our children. They're not just someone else's children.